We speak of these things as though they're things, but they're not. To be who you want to be fully, that's freedom. Freedom without fear is peace. And love, well, love is just love.
Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets. Peep it, I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming, 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooding, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. The shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating, feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I rep Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman, chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G. If you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins. The simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul. And if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra booming. Solar plexus, Lexus zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.
Greetings, Ken. Welcome to Aligning with the Evolving Cycles of Time, Knowledge and Empowerment session. So grateful to be here. So grateful. This is a very, these Silio dawnings are so special. I get so much out of them, and you shall too. I'm Ken 38, Akil Sharif, the White Crystal Mirror, and I dedicate in order to reflect universalizing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the crystal tone of cooperation, and I am guided by the power of heart. Ashe, and Ashe-o. I'm going to give you guys some of the basics on the cycles. We're going to go over some of that on this session. Our fifth force oracle, Moon Goddess Ambrosia, Kin 181, the red crystal dragon. She's going to break down that Destiny Cross, Destiny Oracle, show you what that's all about. And we have Brother Amun, Kin 85, the red serpent, it's a giver of life force, gonna give us our lecture for this dawning. And we're on the yellow cosmic human, Kin 52. He's going to break that down for us. And the question that's being asked for us this dawning is how influential are you over your life? Very powerful, very, very intriguing question. And we are going to jump in here momentarily. If y'all would just give us a moment, I'll be right back with the rest of these the opening of this session. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Thank y'all for being patient. Much appreciated. We're going to jump into the prayer of the 7 galactic directions, and we're going to get this session rolling. I'll be right back.
From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may see all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum hunabku eva maya e maho. Ayum hunabku evam maya e maho. Ayum hunabku evam maya e maho.
Right. Gratitude to the prayer of the seven galactic directions. And shout out to Priestess Mukma'at Nefer Habiballah for this beautiful artwork that we have on these new slides. And this is our mission statement, because we are MIMEC, Melanated Immortals, making evolutionary changes. Our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of high-frequency beings, immortal health, and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. I'm gonna read it 2 more times so we can lock it in the heart and the mind. Our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of high-frequency beings, immortal health, and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. Our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of high-frequency beings, immortal health, and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. Right, so every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we hold the Melanin Frequency Vigil, which is a frequency that's been transmitted since the fall equinox of 2019. And with this, we have 52 frequency waves. It's a frequency every week. We like to call them heptads. And we are using it to raise the consciousness of the melanin dominant population and to change some of the social ills, if you will, that we need to change. We put a frequency out to make that happen. And right now, while we're in the year of the divine unity, we go through the 52. We're going through the 52 acts of unity as well, which are helping us to bring some action into these frequencies. And this is something you definitely want to check out if you haven't been to one of these sessions. If you have, of course, you want to keep going and see how these frequencies align with you. You know, how these frequencies, how they resonate with you. And we have an affirmation for this year. Every year we have an affirmation, and I'm gonna read this affirmation 3 times. So we embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. And if you have any questions about this, if you want to get some more information, you can go to melaninfrequency.org. And this is our Tzolk'in calendar. It's a 260-day spiritual calendar. This is a tool where we can access all of the divine qualities that are within us, just waiting to be unlocked. And it consists of 13 tones, and this is the sound of sacred geometry, and it moves consciousness. You know, creates a vibration that moves consciousness. And then we have the 20 archetypes, which you see on the left side going down. These are the 20 dynamic frequencies of light. And these give us motivation, guidance, insights, that we receive through intuition. Ultimately, it helps us evolve our circumstances and our experiences, start to overcome challenges easier. We start to be more confident. We start to figure things out. We start to build organizations. We start to do all the beautiful things by following this calendar and becoming inspired through the guidance that these can provide. And when you bring those 13 tones and those those 20 archetypes together, you get the 260 kin, or the expressions of the creator that are us. It's just waking up who we actually are. All of these 260 kin are us. This is a tool to wake that up in us. And if you can, obviously on this calendar, you can see the green squares, the 52 green squares, which represent the 52 galactic activation portals. So 52 out of the 260 of these kin. When we are going through those kin, they have an amplified energy that heightens our opportunity, for overcoming these challenges and accessing all of the possibilities. The 260 days or plasmas of this calendar, they correspond with, represent the gestation period, or the time that we go from conception to incarnation. And when we incarnate, we land in on one of these kin, and that just it tells us a lot about us. It gives us our kin number, and it gives us our purpose. And I know for myself, and in my process, one thing's for sure, I appreciate order. I universalize order. So when I know I'm tapping into that, I feel comfortable. I feel inspired. I feel like we're moving forward. So most people that I talk to, when it comes to their kin, they vibe with it. So this is the thing. This is the real deal here. And this is where we get where we have our galactic returns. So whenever we go through this calendar, the kin that we incarnated on, when we land back on it, then we have our galactic return. That represents the spiritual being, the process that we went through to get into this realm. That's our cycle. That's why we celebrate that, your galactic return. And this is our wave spell. And this here is just one of the cycles that's within the Tzolk'in cycle. And the Tzolk'in contains 20 of these wave spells. And so you have one for each archetype. And so that's the archetype that starts the wave spell, or that that the wave spell begins with. This is the archetype that powers the wave spell. So right now we're in the power of universal fire, the sun wave spell. And we're actually closing this wave spell out. We're actually closing it out. We're on the very last kin of this wave spell. And so with each one of these kin, they play a very important role in building or developing within us the frequency of the kin that this wave spell is powered by. So for this wave spell, we're going through kin 40. The first kin is kin 40, the yellow magnetic sun. And then below that, we have kin 41, the red lunar dragon. And kin 42, the white electric wind. Kin 43, the blue self-existing night. Kin 44, the yellow overtone seed. Kin 45, the red rhythmic serpent. Kin 46, the white resonant world bridger. Kin 47, the blue overtone hand. Kin 48, the yellow solar star. Kin 49, the red planetary moon. Kin 50, the white spectral dog. Kin 51, the blue crystal monkey, and Kin 52, the yellow cosmic human. And shout out to Kin 43, Nikita, who had a galactic return this wave spell, and Brother Kenny Kin 50 also had a galactic return this wave spell. And this is our affirmation for the yellow cosmic human, Kin 52, where we are. This plasma is the energy that we get to experience, and that gets to guide us and gets to motivate us and show us how to do what we're about to tap into. I endure in order to influence, transcending wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the cosmic tone of presence, and I am guided by the power of intelligence. I endure in order to influence, transcending wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the cosmic tone of presence, and I am guided by the power of intelligence. We endure in order to influence, transcending wisdom. We seal the process of free will with the cosmic tone of presence, and we are guided by the power of intelligence. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. And this is our 13 moon calendar, and this synchronizes our mind with natural time cycles. It puts us in alignment with natural time, helping us to dissolve unnatural patterns into patterns that help us evolve. And each one of these each one of these moons are also linked to a cosmic tone. So right now we're in the resonant tone of attunement. So we're in the resonant moon, and every moon has a totem animal. So we're in the resonant monkey moon. Every moon asks a question for us to use for introspection, to dig deeper, to bring out the best in us. And this one is, how can I attune my service to others? Each moon has 28 days, or plasmas. Of course, we call them plasmas because, we're not in a days and we're not week. So we call these plasmas and heptads. And so every moon has 28 plasmas, 28 synchronized plasmas, not 29, not 30, 31, It has nice, even 28 plasmas. And as you can see right now, we're on Kin 21. We're on plasma 21, Kin 52, where that yellow highlight is. That shows you where we are. And so the 13 moon calendar, it represents like the 365 days, or 364 plus one. Because the one day, the one plasma is the day out of time. We celebrate, we reflect on the past solar cycle and prepare for the next one. And represents the time that it takes the Earth to rotate the sun. And so every moon has 7 radial plasmas, and these plasmas, plasma is the medium that consciousness uses to travel, and it connects us to our chakras, and it helps us activate the kin when we tap into it. And it gives us access to deeper parts of our mind. And so Dali, which will be tomorrow actually, Dali is connected to our crown chakra. Seli is connected to your root chakra, Gamma, your third eye, Kali, your sacral chakra, Alpha, your throat chakra, Lima, your solar plexus, and Silio, your heart chakra. And again, we have 4 heptads for every moon. These heptads have significance. The red heptad is where knowledge initiates view. And this is where we acquire new knowledge to expand our perception, into what's possible. And the white heptad is where we refine that knowledge that we receive. The blue heptad is where, well, the white one, the white heptad is also where meditation, humility refines meditation. The blue heptad is where patience transforms conduct. That's where we integrate. We integrate that knowledge with patience. And then the yellow heptad is where power ripens fruit. You know, from that process, we get to experience the results. You know, we get to be the results, touch and feel what we created, essentially. And this is where we have our solar returns. You know, everybody like, you know, recognize their birth date. This is the solar return. You know, that time that we incarnated. All right. So this is the reading for the yellow human, which is the 12th archetype out of 20, also called the sage. And it reads, I am the sage, coded by the yellow human. 12 is my number, perfect order and root of the mystic 144. The perfection of the human temple. Benevolent, kind, and wondrous. I am the wise one, the judge, the discriminator. I have mastered the 7 centers and perfected the laws of external and internal forces. Higher mind control is the power of my influence. In my right hand, I hold the double terminated crystal of equalizing skillful means. In my left hand, I hold the crystal ball of universally impartial wisdom and clear seeing. My way is spontaneous conduct, free from fabrication. I am the blueprint of the purified solar human. I speak with the voice of the noosphere, announcing the return of all things good. To know me is to know thyself. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo, to know who you are. There you go. All right, we're gonna jump into these announcements, and y'all take some notes, see what's going on, and I will return momentarily. Okay, we're gonna have to get into these announcements after Moon Goddess. Yeah, we're gonna have to. So I'm gonna bring our fifth force oracle to the stage, who you all know is a priestess initiate, and then she's a priestess initiate for the MIMEC priesthood, and she's an instructor for the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment, and she has the Moon Goddess and the healing arts that y'all can tap into. And you know, I'm just always honored to bring her up. You know what I'm saying? She definitely is an inspiration. Just watching how she's evolved, watching what's possible. You know what I mean? And she gives excellent advice. Excellent. What you want to say? Her wisdom. She imparts amazing wisdom. So Without further ado, Fifth Force Oracle, if you're ready, I yield the mic.
Peace, wholeness, and divine blessings, everyone. Thank you, Brother Akil, for the amazing intro and holding it down as always when we have these sessions. I'm definitely excited and thankful to be here live with you all instead of a recording. So definitely looking forward to getting into the core reading for today. And before I get into it, I do want to say, like the way that you break down that information, to remind us of the fact that we are tapping into this cosmology so that we can unlock these codes. That's what it's all about. And it was like really perfectly laid out for segue into, the kin of the plasma. So much love and gratitude, Brother Akil. And so, yes, let's go ahead and get into this reading for today. All right, so we are going to take a moment to align ourselves with what it means to be a synchronaut. So this is acknowledging the fact that, through us having our galactic signature and coming in incarnated with our signature, we are the living expression of that energy. And so as I go through the reading for today, the main part that I would like for us to focus on throughout the reading is the fact that we are consciously creating now with by living in this frequency. And so just keep that in mind as we continue to move forward throughout this reading, that, we want to shift into creation mode, this plasma. Brother Akil told y'all, like, we are in this heptad of transformation. Okay, so we're transforming our conduct. So let's transform our conduct in the way that we embody our frequencies. And so I would love to invite you all to join me in stating your affirmation as I state mine. And I put some cues here for how to go about that, where we're going to speak it out loud slowly so that we can really feel the truth of each word resonating with our body. And as you feel that is that's you tapping into your frequency and receiving those codes. Okay, you're unlocking your codes when you acknowledge that. Okay, so we're going to say, as a living expression of, then you're going to say your kin number, your kin name, and then lead into your signature affirmation. Ashe? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring us in with that. So, as a living expression of kin 181, the red crystal dragon, I dedicate in order to nurture, universalizing being. I seal the inputs of birth with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of space. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-yo. All right, so much love and gratitude for all of you for taking a moment to state your affirmation, because again, it's helping you to lock into your own frequency. And with us doing it together, we are getting into that act of unity. Okay, so Ashe, let's go ahead and move on through this. And so the reason that we're utilizing the Oracle board for these readings is so that we are able to look at the breakdown of the Destiny Oracle, which provides us with a fifth dimensional viewpoint of how we can sustain ourselves in holding our frequencies as we continue to move throughout this 3D realm, as multi-dimensional beings. So what that means is that synergizing our energy on emotional, mental, physical, soul, spirit, I think I named all 5 of them. I think so. Being able to have all of those aspects operating in or cooperating with each other as we flow through each plasma. And so, you know, when we're looking at the oracle board more closely here, we can see where Kin 52 is within that. So what's also dope is that the yellow human sits in the castle or the blue sector of the oracle board, which also represents transformation. Okay, so we got some transformation energy going on with this yellow human. And so also with that, we get to see which archetypes are sitting in the position of one of those aspects that makes us multidimensional. So, for example, on the right side of the Destiny Cross, we have the blue hand that's sitting in the physical body. On the left side, we have the white wind in the mental body. And then below in the emotional body, we have the red moon. And so also when you're looking at the oracle board, this is the template, the basic template for all of the 20 archetypes. So all the yellow humans will have these 4 archetypes in the Destiny Oracle. Now, what makes them different would be what's sitting in the position of the spirit guide, which is that blank box that you see on the left side. So that is dependent on the galactic tone of that particular archetype. So that is why we can see that we have the yellow warrior sitting in the spirit guide position for us on this plasma. And so just keep that in mind, you know, just in case, you know, you might meet somebody else with the same archetype as you. And, you know, if you look at the Destiny Oracle, there may be some differences that you'll notice. And so that will mainly be the tone and or the spirit guide. And so let's break or go a little bit more deeper with this. So as Brother Akil mentioned, we are in the yellow sun wave spell. So this is us tapping into the power of universal fire that's helping us to enlighten, to, you know, reach and open and unlock those codes so that we can be aware of what we are here to enlighten in our life. Okay. And so with us being aware and attracting that awareness, or I'll say attracting that enlightenment, this leads us into being more influential with the way that we use our wisdom and our free will. So, you know, as we're going through this reading, you know, you'll get some more insights, you know, as far as the question that we're focusing on for today. And so when we look at the breakdown of the name in itself for the kin, the yellow has the same energy or intentions, just like with the heptads. So the yellow cosmic human is here to empower us, or to fuel up our power that's going to ripen the fruits. You know, just like in the prayer, the fruits of our labor, you know, this is what the human is bringing out for us. And so when we jump down to the yellow, the human aspect, which corresponds to the archetype of the sage, this is the power of free will that influences our wisdom. So not only does our free will influence the wisdom, but our wisdom also influence our free will. And I had like a whole mental like download about that, which I'll share about in just a moment here. That really got me excited. You know, it had me looking at the yellow human from a different perspective. And so when we now include the okay, so the yellow human is like the energy in itself, like the raw energy, right? So then when we pair it with the galactic tone, that's when that energy starts to vibrate, it starts to move and, you know, start to come alive, right? So it comes alive through this cosmic tone, which focuses on enduring the presence. So we're enduring the presence of our own free will being influenced by our wisdom. so that we can now transcend and move to the next stage of our evolution, to transcend beyond the wisdom that we already, or that we're holding now. And so with that, one second. Okay. All right, so with that, I have the remix version of the affirmation that includes the wave spell and some additional information about the time cells. If you are and have been taking the law of time, or, you know, doing your own self-study, and you know what that means. But if not, it's all good. Just reach out if you have any other questions. But I'm going to read the affirmation for us with all of that information. And I encourage you, you know, to really lock in with what you feel and what you're picking up on and what stands out for you. So it says, I endure. What are we enduring? We're enduring the universal fire in order to influence our free will by transcending our wisdom. We seal this formulated process of free will with the cosmic tone of presence, and we are guided by the power of divine intelligence. And please excuse that little typo there, but yes, we're being guided by the power of divine intelligence. Okay, so when I was reflecting on this, first and foremost, what really really stood out for me was I got to see the yellow human from a different perspective. It says the power of free will influences wisdom. When I was sitting on that, I was like, whoa, that blew my, it just like really blew my mind. Because when we think about it, us as humans, I'm gonna skip around a little bit on my bullet points here, but I want to say this first. When it comes to us being humans, the scientific name for a human is a Homo sapien, which means the wise or knowing human. So our species is meant to evolve in our intelligence by embodying the divine consciousness within us. We're meant to evolve intellectually. Like, if we do not evolve mentally, you know, we're just gonna keep going through the same cycles and nothing's really gonna change. So that's what really blew my mind when I was like, oh snap, this is why we have the power of free will that's that we gain both individually and as a collective, so that we can evolve as being in this human form of the species, right? So I was like, whoa. So it took me a minute. I had to sit with that for a while, and I was just like, that is deep. And so the next thing was that, you know, based on the results of the choices that we decide on, that is what's opening the gateway for us to become even more wise. You know, we continue to develop our wisdom through living the experience of it. You know, it's not just thinking about it or with holding on to the knowledge in itself. We actually have to experience what it's like to apply it in order to be wise in it. And so that was what stood out for me first and foremost. And so when it comes to reading the affirmation, we endure this universal fire. That universal fire is the presence of the universal divine consciousness. That means all of us have access to this consciousness. Just like when we go outside, all of us can get into this sunlight. Okay, and so we embody that within us. And that's why we are divinely incarnated as such, to endure having, living, creating, and being with that embodiment. And so as we're going through these different life experiences, it's bringing light to our soul aspect. And, you know, the difference, well, I'm hyped, so my thoughts started to drift a little bit. Let me bring it back. See, this why we had these bullet points. Keep us in alignment. And so, all right, so these life experiences, you know, shed and shine light on the soul aspect of who we are, which is going to help also influence the way that we're using and moving forward with our free will. And so this is meant to align our human choices to align with the divine will that we're receiving from the universal divine consciousness. That means we're not meant to just be living off of instinct and survival mode and off the ego. We're supposed to be tapping into our higher selves and the higher wisdom within us as we go through these different experiences. And this is meant to also transcend or go beyond our current level of understanding. So in order to go beyond that point, we also have to understand it. So that's why I say that a lot. We have to understand the information, then overstand it, and then also let that standing to continue to evolve. And that's the evolution of the human species. And so as we do that, this wisdom is meant to, be applied or applicable knowledge that's going to expand the way that we experience joy and the joy that we create. Also, the way that we love ourselves and each other. And again, this goes back into how we're coming together in our evolution of wisdom to co-create these experiences so that we can all evolve as a collective. And so, like, my mind was just so blown away by just reflecting on all of that. And so what had came to mind was this one line focus for us, which says, I am transcending my wisdom as I endure the presence of my inner divine fire and free will. Okay, so we can say that a couple of more times here. You are transcending your wisdom as you endure the presence of your inner divine fire and free will. And therefore, we are transcending our wisdom as we endure the presence of our inner divine fire and free will. Ashe? All right. So 2 additional questions that had came up with this is, are you using your knowledge, wisdom, and free will to unify or to divide? Which one are you doing? Are we coming together or are we trying to separate ourselves? What are we doing with this wisdom? The next one was, are you allowing your wisdom to influence the enlightenment of joy and love for all? Like, are you using it for all of us? Like, it's not just the things that make you happy. We're not reducing it to just one person, because even in the reading of the Yellow Sun's archetype, it says the enlightenment of one is the enlightenment of all. So are we using that same enlightenment that we're receiving on a universal scale? And so, those are some food for thought questions as we go into this oracle reading, which I'm so excited to do. All right, so bringing it here. So we know what the focus is to transcend our wisdom, right? So the frequency tone that we're locking in on asks the question, how can I expand my joy and love? So as we're sitting in that energy of transcending our wisdom, it's like, how can we grow and expand this love and joy that we embody? And so we're being guided by the yellow cosmic warrior that's sitting again in the above position, that's telling us to direct our focus towards asking divine intelligence the right questions so that we can transcend fearlessness. That means we're transcending our wisdom without fear being a part of the equation. That also helps us to tap into our heart space, because the yellow warrior has some connections with the white dog wave spell. So it's, when it comes to the things that we fear or that we find ourselves to be afraid of, that's where it's a nudge to ask some questions. It's time to grow and expand our wisdom so that we don't be afraid of it anymore. And so that's how we're being guided to direct this energy, because the spirit guide acts as like I like to say it acts as a compass, to show us which way to go in it. Okay. And so I do want to jump down to the archetype in the emotional body, where we have the red magnetic moon, and it's sitting in the emotional body that's encouraging us to, or I'll say is giving us the fuel and motivation to actually carry forth with the energy that we're focusing on in the direction that we're going. So this is the gas in our car. So, think about what's motivating you to expand and grow within your wisdom, or grow and evolve your wisdom. And so as you're sitting in that question, reflecting on it, this archetype that's sitting here is encouraging us to purify the universal waters so that we can attract the flow. So when I think about universal waters, the first thing that comes to mind is like emotions, but it's not just energy. It's not just emotions. It's all energies in motion. So whatever you're feeling, yes, you can bring it to the emotions. Whatever emotion you're feeling, how can we make that emotion universal? Purify it so it could be universal. Like, for example, what come to mind for me is I love when people share knowledge with me and I can apply it. If they like give me examples of how to use it and stuff. And so if I don't receive that, it's kind of like, why do I need to know this? What is this for? So the reason why I'm bringing that up is like, so in order for me to receive it, I have to purify the way that I'm perceiving the knowledge that they're giving me. I can't be sitting there in my feelings because they're not telling me how to use it. I just got to sit there and reflect on how it can actually benefit me. So as I purify, whatever those emotions are that's blocking you from getting to the wisdom of whatever it is you may be experiencing or that you may come in contact with, once you clear all that out, you're going to be able to attract the real flow of how your energy is meant to, or how to utilize your energy to direct you towards what you want to accomplish, or, how you want to apply your wisdom and move in that free will aspect. Okay. And so on the left side, jumping next to the mental body, we have the white cosmic wind. So the emotional body, I'll say, deals with like your heart space, your feelings, that type of thing, or the emotional, energetic aspects. And the mental body goes into the thought process of how you're experiencing those energies and emotions. And so the white cosmic wind is encouraging us to communicate with spirit so that we can get to, so that we can have that mental clarity now. And this is in the position of the mental body, which also represents the challenge and the gift. So sometimes it can be a challenge to sit with your spirit or sit with divine intelligence to ask these questions. You should actually sit and get into your heart space to inquire, to tap within. Also, think about it. I know it ain't just me, but sometimes when we get upset, sometimes it's hard to pace the way that we're breathing. So that could also be the challenge, but also the gift. So like, say, for example, you get upset about something. If you just pause for a second and breathe, listen and check in with yourself, your heart space, then that wisdom is going to start pouring in, okay? Especially if you're breathing and allowing that to purify your feelings, or purify the ego, or remove the ego out your feelings so that you can see and get the clarity. Listen, that's where that's the benefit of it, right? And so this is challenging us, or giving us that gift of breath, which is helping us to communicate with our spirit so that we can receive clear wisdom. And that, again, can influence the way that we show up in our free will. And so last but not least, over on the right, this is the position of the physical body, where we have the blue cosmic hand. And, oh, wow. All right, typos. It's all good, though. So what's beautiful about this is that the blue cosmic hand is all about the power of accomplishment through knowledge and healing. So it's over there to support us in healing, or accomplishing healing, or I would say accomplishing staying in our whole state of being. Because remember, I was saying that the whole goal is for us to operate in the frequency of universal or universal divine consciousness. That's the whole goal of us staying in that wholeness, right? Now, the healing comes in is when we start to get into our ego, and we got to purify the ego out of our feelings. Because once ego gets into the picture, that's when we start to divert into separation. And the duality starts to come in. And so the blue cosmic hand is like, nope, let's stay supported. Let's stay in our whole state of being by using that knowledge, or being open to receiving the knowledge, so that we can go through this whole process and get to transcending with our wisdom now from whatever we may experience. Also, the physical body can show up in your physical environment. So it's internal and external. So, whichever may be showing up for you, this is where you want to tap in. If you feel that you connect more with this on the internal space, start with that first. But if you notice, out externally something showing up that keep grabbing your attention, like it could be like, you getting frustrated because your cousin don't want to listen to your wisdom, right? It could be something out external. You can also take that and reflect on internally to see what's being reflected to you and how you're showing up in your own free will and using your wisdom as well. And so, in a nutshell, when you bring all of this together, what's happening is that we're attracting that equalized opportunity to unify the purpose of us receiving the wisdom in the beginning. And as we do that, we're going through that process of deathlessness. Like, we're starting to see what's serving us and what's not serving us, how to surrender or what to let go, what to free up and release, so that these new opportunities can come through. That's going to also help us to continue enduring the endlessness of how universal this divine consciousness is. And so with that, I had so much fun sharing this oracle reading today. That basically concludes the cosmic oracle reading of evolution. And so may that you all got some really, really dope gems. It really sparked some enlightenment in you, showed you different ways of how you can show up in holding your wisdom differently. Knowing that you have the free will to show up in whatever way that you want to, right? You have the free will to choose whatever choice you want to choose. Just know the goal is to stay in alignment with that universal divine consciousness as you do it, and to focus on evolving as a person, because the enlightenment of one is the enlightenment of all. And so with that, I love y'all. I will be turned up in the comment section. I already know, because we got Brother Amun about to come on up here, and he be giving me hype. He probably the reason why I'm hyping right now too. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to him coming up. And again, much love and gratitude. I shall talk to y'all later. Peace.
I was muted. Okay. Gratitude for that, Fifth Force. Excellent explanation of this oracle. Very inspiring. Lot to think about. I'm gonna have to tap back into this whole session on a replay. We're gonna tap into the announcements real quick, and then we will bring up Brother Amun. And I'll be right back. All right. So now it's time to bring the brother Amun, Ken 85, dynamic brother. I haven't got to experience a whole lot from brother Amun, but what I have experienced, the sessions that I've been on, and he's been speaking, they've been very powerful, and he gives a lot to reflect on, and a lot that actually will help if applied. But I am extremely honored. I'm extremely honored to be able to present Brother Amun, and I will I will yield the mic so that we can get into this. Brother Amun, if you're ready, I yield the mic.
Dreams are dreams. Some dreams come true. I found the real dream, baby, when I found you. You're so strong and tender too. We're people's angels, yo. We are the angels. I am Brother Amun. What's up? I am the red resonant serpent. I channel in order to survive. I channel in order to thrive. Inspiring and instinctively inspiring instinct. I seal the seal of life force, serpentine fire, like Earth, Wind, and Fire talked about. I seal the score of life force with the resonant tone of Atun Ray. Say what? I seal store life force with the resonant of attunement. I am God, power of navigation. I am navigation. I know where I'm going. I know where we're going already. I am galactic activation. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. What's up, y'all? So glad to be here on this amazing day. Big ups, big ups, big ups to all of you. Yes, where should we start? Ken 52, you know. What is this? The yellow cosmic human, right? Ken 52. Yo, let's just do the math real quick. 52, right? A vertically symmetrical number, right? 5. When you was a little kid, you probably drew 5 and 2. You probably drew your 5s backwards and was drawing S's. You might have been drawing your 2s backwards and drawing S's, you know. You might have thought your 5s was 2s and your 2s was 5, right? You know, they call it dyslexia, but we know dyslexia means against the law. But in our ancient languages, we read from right to left anyway. So maybe the 2 was a 5, maybe the 5 was a 2. Like, you know, today is a day of divine symmetry and imagery, and in your image and in your likeness, huh? So a yellow cosmic human, right? Today is a day to acknowledge yourself as cosmic, in that when people see you, they're seeing the cosmic mirror, right? Yellow cosmic human, right? Man, human, right? A human is a melanated immortal, right? Because who is the neter that sang the breath of life into creation, into existence, sang reality into existence? And hue is also color, right? We're going to get into that some more. But 52, 52 is 26 times 2, right? So the Hebrew name, one of the Hebrew names for the living soul is Yahuwah, right? the abjad for the name Yud Hey Waf Hey, the abjad for that, the mathematical value of each letter equals 26. So I haven't been in those circles where people are always talking about, I am guided by my own divine power. What? Doubled, right? 26 times 2 is 52. You understand? So the supreme mathematics play out right now for us in this mind line, in this timeline. Word up. What it say? I endure in order to influence transcending wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the cosmic tone of presence. I'm guided by the power of intelligence. So just in case you're sitting at home picking up all this jazz that we be sharing in these MIMEC circles and law of time and synchronized human and aligning with the cycles, intelligence is powerful. This information is in the form of atan, in the form that causes atone. Information, inform ma'at atone, right? That atonement is that dealing with intelligence is a powerful thing, right? When they talk about intelligence agencies, right? People who might not have come to this conversation in orderly way, but they function in a different order of subtle observation, surveillance, right? They call them intelligence agencies, right? Some pretty powerful cats, man. We powerful too. It's a different mode of operation, but it's all boiling down to the same thing, the power of intelligence. So don't let nobody online and social media game you up to think that because you deal with information that they can mock you, right? I endure in order to influence. I would say in this last year, maybe this last year and a half, 2 years, I've been pretty big on using the word influence to express awareness that who we are as natural beings and who we are as ritual practitioners we are influential artists. Every single one of us, our style, our smile, the way we move, the way we groove, we are influential artists. A lot of people are caught up in synthesis. A lot of people are caught up in synthetics. Moon Goddess said something earlier about this free will connection to wisdom, how free will feeds wisdom, right? And I love that. That's powerful, right? When the mind is free, your level of acceptance, your ability to be open and receive puts you in the perfect position to comprehend, transcend, create, and experience and experiment with. Closed-minded people ain't really got it popping like that, you know? When the mind is open, when the free will is the willpower where it was, but wide open to be so much more. Where you're sitting right now, keep it. Say this where you are right now. Say, I am available to experience so much more. I am willfully ready to experience so much more. I invite divine wisdom and I am free. Just work with that all day, all night, all strong. Woo-hoo. Look, you saw me swing my hand. I swung my hand and the whole phone just went with the magnetic field in my hand. Hope y'all still with me. I hope nobody fell out of their chair with the phone like, you know. I hope nobody fell out their joint, you know. But we just talk about free will, right? The word influence, though, let's be very, very genuine with ourselves about how many things influence. When I speak to people about, because people see me listening to Donnie McClurkin and see me listening to Fred Hammond and hear me listening to some, good gospel music, and they're like, you an interesting dude, man. Like you on the metaphysics tip, and you on the black tip, but then you listen to the gospel music, and what do you believe? And ha 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 ha. Love is the grand influence, regardless of which language you speak love in. Love is the grand influence behind it all, right? So when we deal with being influential, our freedom, our freedom and our love transcends. It transcends what it seemed like to people. It transcends the container, right? We can deliver this cosmic love in any container. If you want to dress like a Mormon on Monday and a Rasta on Tuesday, do it. Deliver love for me. No matter what form you come and deliver. I endure in order to influence, transcending. Even though it says transcending wisdom, I will fold it back and say, is wisdom transcending to influence order? Read the affirmation backwards and come up with the same joy in a new computation, right? Wisdom transcending to influence order. That those who are influenced endure, and guess what they get the chance to do? They get to enter the inner door. Ooh. To endure is to spend time in the inner door. Go in. He going in right now. Yo, bro, going in right now. This conversation is enduring. That's gonna last. That influence is going to do something that is engaged in timelessness, right? I seal the process of free will. Oftentimes we hear willpower. When you see willpower, that's wheel power. WILL is WHEEL. Willpower is wheel power. And anything that spins generates a magnetic field. You know what I mean? Ultramagnetic MCs out this joint with the cosmic tone of presence. Now dig that, right? Everybody here, consider again and again and again that your presence is a cosmic event. Just go ahead and say it. Say, my presence is a cosmic event. My presence is a cosmic event. My presence is a cosmic event. People talking to you at any point, you can just consider in your mind, you're talking to the cosmos right now. You go to work today, people talking, oh, how are you doing today? You should just, while they talking, you should just look at them and just be like, you're talking to the cosmos right now, right? You're talking to the cosmos. Consider and realize yourself as a cosmic being, for real, bare feet to the earth, face to the sky. You gotta, if you're, I'm in Oakland right now and I can still see the sky. When you look at the luminaries of the heaven today, when you look at the sun, make sure that you're really taking time to let go of the worldly identity, the social character of who you might have thought you were. And realize that you are a continual event of cosmic substance, serpentine fire flowing in from all directions, right? With cosmic tone of presence. You are cosmically present. It's not a game. Your subtle thoughts. The song I was going to sing is, it was a very special day Everyone was feeling happy. Though sometimes we go astray, the good Lord keeps us healthy. And sometimes we don't know where we're going, but we know we'll be all right. And sometimes we go through wars and battles, but I know we'll survive, we'll survive, we'll survive. So spread love to the sky. Show love to the child. Show love in everything you're doing. Show love with no reason why. Because I just felt like I was going to open with a song, but instead I chose Angel because I felt like all of us would know that. But the reason is, when I'm looking at all this logically, I was like, well, why sing that song? But I know why. To be influential. That's why. So I'm happy to be here. I want to get into that real quick. 52. We are cosmic power doubled. We are divine influence doubled. And today is a good day to look at the math. 26 times 2 is 52. Today is today to know the Yud Hey Wav Hey fire letter manifestation of the living soul that is who you are. What? Did you hear that? It is who you are. It's like, doesn't it sound like who we are, Yahuwah, who we are, who you are? All of that is one sound. When we started to work by the Masonic jargon that is called English or Angelish language, all of the organization of the ancient sounds, not all, but many of the organizations of the ancient sounds were formulated into a mathematic cryptology that is the current sound order that we call Angelish or the English language. And then there are all types of, you know what I mean? So ride with me. Looking at the Destiny Cross, if the Destiny Cross can come up as a pick, I'm gonna give you some of my breakdown on the Destiny Cross. Y'all be doing such a great, especially like High Priestess, when you go in with, like, you do such a great job with Destiny Cross. A lot of times when I speak, I don't even, I'll be like, yo, she stamped that. Like, I'm gonna just go ahead and do what I do. But we have the yellow warrior in the levity position, right? And in the raising up position, right? We have the red moon in the gravity position, right? We have the blue hand in the thrust position, right? And we have the white wind in the drag position, right? You notice that I'm just using different words to help us be able to overstand the movement. And since we talk about the four directions in this case, right? Those four directions, of course, we know the number 4, FOUR, and the sound 4, right? Like what are you doing that for, right? What are you doing that for, right? If you was like extra ghetto with the way you talk, you might not say fours. You might say forces. You know what I mean? Oh, look at them. More than 1 4 could be said in a real ghetto way. Like, they'd be like, oh, yeah, them the forces, right? You mean the fours? Oh, yeah, the forces, right? But the activation and momentum of stable elemental energetic qualities, when they get to moving, 4 becomes force. FOURS is FORCE. So the way that I'm speaking on the Destiny Cross here, yellow warrior is in the ascending, is in the levity force, right? Red moon is in the descending, is in the gravity force, the rooting force, right? Blue hand is in the thrusting force, right? And white wind is in the drag force, right? Another way I see the destiny cross is that it's the X and Y axis. I know it's not hard to see. It's the X and Y axis. The X axis represents the linear realm, how we are communicating with people here on the earth plane, dealing with the honor for what it seems they can understand, right? We're not just walking up on somebody who you can tell don't know much English, dropping a whole bunch of long words. Yo, did you understand that the symmetry of the philosophy always affected the metabolic awareness of the observers? Nah, the Spanish bull not hearing you like that. You know what I'm saying? In the linear realm, you got to talk to him in the way that he can hear you, right? But then the y-axis, the vertical plane, oh, now you're getting into that serpentine fire conversation. Laughter, you know, when Netanyahu played the part in activating the programming for this life force in these bodies, there are universal sounds, one of which is laughter. You know what? I ain't really never heard nobody laugh in Japanese. You know, I ain't really never heard nobody laugh in Zulu. You know, the laughter, just laughter, no matter where you from. That humor is one. It's one soul sound without the dystrophy of the mind, right? So just building on this, right? Yellow warrior in our ascendant position, intelligence, question, fearlessness, right? When we're dealing with where we are right now as this yellow cosmic human state, and understand this as the ascension, this represents our heavenly work today, right? Our work for the heavens today, our work for our crystallizing the future today. Today is the day to deal with that intelling agency, right? The ancestral guardian angel forces that sent you as you're doing your work today for the heavens. Work with that intelligence and let those deal with questioning. Ask good questions. Ask intelligent questions. Let those ions be on a quest. You know, and I when I teach my chemical universe classes, I deal with this often. Remember, question, ions on a quest. What is an ion seeking to do? To find balance, to find stability. Stability could be phrased as understanding, right? Comprehension, right? So today you can aid people in understanding. You can ask questions that cause people to be more intelligent because you actually make them think, right? But what is the technical definition of a question? A question is an interrogative statement, right? So what is it again? It's a statement for the entering of Ra's gate. An ion on a quest, right? You know, you're seeking the wisdom that comes from the throne of the Most High for this realm we're living in right now. There are many realms. You know, the sun is a galactic activation portal. Ra is like enter me, you know, enter me, right? You know, enter me. You understand that? So ions on the quest, interrogative statement to enter Ra's gate so that you can have the right state of mentality. What's the right state of mentality as we're dealing with this ascending position of the yellow warrior, right? It's fearlessness, right? Fearlessness. You know, a lot of things going on in the world are trying to sell fear. They're hustling fear. They're fear hustlers. But guess what? They the scaredest ones. They the scaredest ones. All the armor and the weaponry and the eavesdropping and all of that stuff is all stuff that people do when they shook, right? So that's the ascending position, the yellow warrior. The descending, the gravity position, red moon, the occult, right? Universal water, purify and flow, right? Come on now. How many times have you heard the word universal water and really sat still with it? what is universal water for real? What is it for real? I'm gifted. Right now I'm sitting in my room and I'm overlooking San Francisco Bay. I'm looking at the bay right now. And if I just keep it simple and say, this water is just totally being itself, regardless of what I say, regardless of how many cars drive by it, regardless of the boats, it is doing what water does and reflecting the sky. But then here's the awesome part. It's water all between the ground level and the sky. It's water in the sky. And then the ancient ones that came from the sky referred to the sky as the waters of Mut, the waters of Nun. So it's all water. The knowing of oneself, right? The honoring of the plasma, which has been communicated to us as the conduit through which consciousness travels. So even plasma is traveling on universal water. So it's a big deal when we deal with the universal water in the gravity position, because it reminds us that we are the realm. And the realm is right here. So I would say with purify and flow, it's important for you to understand that your energy field today, your Merkaba, your mood is the whole vibe of whatever space you in. Or as my big bro used to say, I used to be like, yo, man, we running late. He used to say, Mirage, the party don't start till we get there. He sounded like that. The party don't start. You know who I'm talking about, Cassius. The party don't start till we'll get here, right? And hey, consider that today. When you're moving through today, you bring in the universal water is already, but you a melanated immortal. When you show up, they grow up. You dig it? So these are the qualities. Understand that. And with that, you bring purification and you bring flow wherever you are today. Go ahead and say it all day. Tap your body. Do some EFT tapping today. I am universal water. I purify and I flow. Wherever you are, you bring in purification and flow all day. And you're grounding it. You dig? Continuing into the thrust position, right? Blue hand, accomplishment, know, and healing. Today, say to people, you already know. You know what I mean. You already know. When you're talking to children, speak to them. You already know. You can even start conversations today with, but go ahead and use these. This is given to us as order. That's why it's all in here. I channel in order to survive. I endure in order to influence, right? Use this just like this. Have fun with it. They have given us, we have given us, we are remembering, we are practicing techniques. This ain't just a map with a bunch of fancy words that we keep rotating. These are techniques. These are practices. And the more we get used to these joints and rocking them, the more we'll start to understand that we like ludicrous out this joint. Like when I move, you move. Everybody like, just like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got this. Just keep rocking it, right? Accomplishment, know, and healing. What a blue hand. Come on now. Woo. Blue hand, accomplishment. Go ahead and affirm accomplishment as many times as you can today for yourself. With no ego, but celebration, right? Look yourself in the mirror today and tell yourself you're doing well. Big up your younger self, right? Today's a 52 day, right? 52 born 7, right? So consider who you were when you were 7 years old, what you liked to do, what you were good at, and what you might have been scared of. Look at that. The phone was like, nah. But no, for real, consider your 7s. Consider when you were 16, right? Make sure you look at yourself today and know that you've accomplished a lot. Speak that life into yourself, but since it's 52, use that 7 power. Consider when you were 25, right? which is 52. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you was writing backwards. 52 is 25. Consider when you were 25. Consider when you were 34, right? Consider when you were 43. And hey, if you're 52 right now, which you know they say in the Gregorian calendar that I'll be 52 next year, but I'm a me, so I turn 48 next year. I turned 49 this year. Once I hit 50, I start going back to zero. But anyway, in the thrust position of the blue hand, accomplishment, know, and healing. Affirm your healing today in any way you see fit. You can just charge it. Rub your eyes. I see clear. I see clear. I see so clearly. Rub your ears. Tap your ears. I hear. I'm clairaudient. I hear ever so clearly. I pay attention very well. Right? You know, rub your cheeks. You touch your teeth. Whatever you got to do. Tap your heart. My heart is healed. I forgive. I love. I'm a loving, healing, and forgiving person. My love is so good that others around me be forgiven automatically. They forget the issues and go forward loving. Rub your root too. Heal up all the sensual, sexual, heal up all that energy. Because it's really all innocent and playful. Even with a lover you had in the past that you loved them innocently. You loved them for the simplest thing. Even if they was a straight goober. You know what I'm saying? You love them so innocently. Whatever you share with that person, you share because you just like them. That's it. Ain't nothing wrong with just liking people. Today is a day of healing. Heal yourself. You understand that? And then the drag. So on the x-axis, right? That linear consciousness, right? That thrust is like what we're pushing forward. That drag is what we understand is automatic. It's not really drag. It's just already, right? You know, what's known not need be spoken, some people say. But you are, yeah, we don't got to go over certain things. But with the white wind, spirit, communicate, and breath. You know, sometimes you just got to tell folks, breathe easy. You know what I'm saying? Or you can breathe easy around them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, overstand that without even being loud about it. Just through your spirit and through your breath, through your vibe. You are communicating with that which is automatically present, right? The healing of the world that we're dealing with, when we see the external world going through all it's going through, we should automatically know that the Holy Spirit is communicating through the breath and that everything is going to be all right. People are just experiencing nightmares and acting out some nightmarish ways. But the truth is that a lot of these beings, they would rather be on this. They would rather be on this. They just lost their way. But it's okay because we finding our way and we making these practices real. So I can go on forever with that, but man, I need to because I got some things I really want to address. Okay, so dig this, right? Yellow cosmic human. A lot of times I don't really rock with yellow like yellow. When I see yellow, I think golden. And, you know, I had written in my notes even living your life like it's golden. And that song, as soon as I came on to the live, the song that was playing was living my life like it's golden by my sister Jill. I know Jill. You know what I'm saying? Live my life like it's golden. Come on, man. The letters on the periodic table for gold are AU. Now consider yellow cosmic human. If you know anything about the story of Anu and Anu's children and Anu's servants that were sent to this planet that they refer to as the Anunnaki, right? Now, there have been a lot of high, low, confused, amused conversation about these beings. But just considering the part of the story where these beings came across the cosmos to get what? To get gold. They came here to get gold, a bunch of natural resources. But the main was called Zahab. Zahab is gold, right? They were coming to get gold because gold is a superconductor. So there goes the young cosmic human as an essential character in a whole freaking Sumerian story. The whole Sumerian story can almost be coded as the story of yellow cosmic humans, the yellow cosmic human story, right? And even though my man Billy Carson be like, they came here and interrupted our spiritual path because dude, stop tripping. To inherit some of the blood of who, if people understand who and what kind of being Anu is, yo, we might be going through our own tragedies here, but trust, it's a come up when you endure. Ooh, big, liven up yourself and don't be no drag. Know that it's a come up when you endure. Know that you come up from having the integrity to go in to the inner doors, right? Know that, right? And then, ooh, AU. You know the name Asar starts with AU. Do you know what the name Asar means? The name Asar means the extractor. The extractor of what? The inner gold. Oh, the discovery of the golden child. I want the knife. I want the knife, right? The golden child, right? And interestingly enough, the dude who was the what would I call him? The hero, the Heru in the Golden Child movie was one who has an amazing sense of who more, right? You know, a comedian, right? A comedian, a tool, an instrument used for centering, right? A comedian, right? Always helping people to graduate in their sense of who more. When your sense of who is more, your golden light, your solar plexus is like, right? So when I say who's the master, so can you bring that picture of Bruce Leroy up? When I say who's the master, y'all say I am. Who's the master? Who's the master? Who's the master? Listen, y'all, come on, man. We the golden children, right? This is a big deal in understanding this yellow cosmic human. The yellow cosmos is you, man. You are the yellow, you are the golden cosmic. And listen, I wanted to, I go through many ways of how I want to do this for y'all when I do presentations, but I wanted to like have like some horns playing, like some New Orleans jazz horns playing, and just come on here like, yo, live to you from the Golden State. I'm in Oakland right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Oakland right now, live from the Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Your vision ain't blurry because I shoot like Steph Curry. You feel me? You know, and interestingly enough, what Steph Curry, he really is a divine character on the world stage. He's the golden boy who was literally in the Golden State playing as a yellow cosmic human for a team called Golden State. And guess what's next? A Skywalker who was on a golden bridge. Hence, he has the bridge. I mean, the boy, and he's literally a golden dude. You feel me? But you're golden too, and that's my point. My point is that all of us have the opportunity to use the power of the free will, because we're all about that. You know what I'm saying? We're all about sealing the processes of free will with a cosmic tone of presence. And what's up with the presence? Where the golden light, the golden being is already in the future. The presence is a gift to the moment. We already futuristic. We already there. We done already won. The greatest wisdom is to know that all things are one. One and one. Victorious. We already victorious. You don't have to worry. Just stay in the golden state. So AU, gold. What is gold? Gold is a superconductor. So the quest ion that you may want to ask your lower self is my conduct super? Ooh. Is my conduct, because gold is a superconductor, right? You know, yellow cosmic human is upgraded. Golden cosmic human are superconductor. Gold is a superconductor, super efficient, 100% conductivity. Is your conduct super? Don't make no excuses for yourself today. Superconduct all day. Be used to it. Superconduct. Not a repeat yesterday. Well, it's how superconduct. I am in the mood to be a superconductor. I'm in superconductive mode. If it ain't the people who came to MIMEC early in the morning, I don't know who. I've been up since 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And to do this, you feel me? Like it's like that. Notes. Efficiency deals with transfer of power, right? So once again, another affirmation. I am the perfect product of alchemy. I am the perfect product of my ancestors' alchemy. I am the perfect product of the collective consciousness alchemy. Yeah, the perfect product, because a superconductor of gold, the yellow cosmic human, is a superconductor. So it brings about perfect process, right? And we are the synergy. We are the synergistic effect. We are the 1 + 1 = 3. We are the 2 + 2 = 5. When the information and the affirmation came to us, when the information and affirmation came to you, exponential effects, automatically. You understand that? The alchemy of my collective consciousness works. Yeah, that's another one. The alchemy of my collective consciousness works. The alchemy of the collective consciousness works right here. Yeah, the alchemy of my ancestors is working. Synergy. Another note, just going back to the AU. The universe has been called, man, listen, on this golden state, on this Bruce Leroy golden light that you got flowing all through you, all in you, all as you, on the periodic twist, the time you saw the periodic table, the Neteru been calling out to you for a little square, like you. Now, how do you pronounce that? Well, that's like Osar. It's really Wasar, right? And so a lot of times, if you study Meduneter from a certain vantage point where they don't use vowels, Osar is WSR. What is that? What's that letter? What's that first letter, baby? W. Once again, who's the only crew you hear always talking about divine power doubled? Divineness double hue. So Wasar, right? Now, Wasar in Arabic, Wasar becomes Wasir or Wazir, which Wazir is the minister, right? You know, so now, I mean, you know, I'm big on the word breakdowns. When you see the word minister, you see min, which is the neter of fertility. You see ast, which is mama, spirit being into the physical realm. And you see Ra, you know what I'm saying, or Ray, you know what I'm saying, men astre, you understand, or ministry, right? The Ray is the kinetic form of Ra. Ra is really the throne. The Ray is the extension of the throne's life force in through the realms. You understand? So wazir means minister. So what are you like today? You, us, we, golden cosmic human, we must administer. This is our ministry. You already know how important it is. You already, so hey, that's that part of the work, right? Yeah, so many. So just to add on, the AU actually stands for Aurelian. The word is Aurelian. That's what the AU stands for from a linear perspective as to when you see AU on a chart for gold, it's Aurelian. When I go into the metal shop, I always go into the metal shop, mess with my homeboy, and I say, I would like 10 kilograms of Aurelian, right? And they always crack up and laugh. But even though it's Aurelian, that's how it's said, Aurelian, AU also stands for aurum, right? So if you put aurum and Aurelium together, it's Aurelium. And when I hear the word Aurelium, I see AU, wah, really, I am. Golden, gold, really, gold ray, or AURE, gold ray, I am. Yeah, so these are the things. Golden state. If you get anything out of this, yellow cosmic human today, is be in the golden state. Now, what are some of the exercises? Because as a brother, I like to make sure I give you something that you can walk with other than just something to have on your ear and your mind. Inhaling the woo sound. Inhale the sound of gold. Ooh. 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 Keep doing that exercise, and that literally charges up your ionic field with golden light. Yeah, do it. Don't just be like, oh yeah, I watched him, he said some stuff. Do the exercise. This golden state is important for you and everybody around you. Even the word you is who, right? So I think that I am okay. I do have to say this, golden state, gold in state, right? Golden status. Through these exercises, through this activation, through this efficiency, consider that you are on a path and you are seeking to be initiated to a higher level of living. And in that case, what is golden status? To be in golden state is to consider golden status. What is golden status, and how serious are you about golden status? Hence the big question: how influential are you over your life? How influential are you over your life? That was the question. Big question for today's reasoning, right? How influential are you over your life? I'll tell you, I'm thankful that I'm very influential over my life. However, there are still distractions that need to be cleaned up. However, when you're in the golden state, functioning as a superconductor, you'll find, ta-da-da, distractions gone. Distractions gone. What? Because there's no time. You're so involved in being a superconductor, there's no time for anything. Your Atum ray state, your first rising, is on the way to your Atum ray state, your highest heights. And you ain't playing about that. You got to get there. You're not playing about that. You had no time to rise up to just be mediocre. We rising up to get there, to be at our Atum state. And then, like, you did the work. Now your Atum ray state is going to your Amun ray state. Oh, you getting ready to party with the primordials. You ain't got I ain't got time to be. I would be BSing around with y'all, but I ain't got time. Why? Because I'm about to go kick it with my Baba Ogun K me up in Philly, and High Priestess my aunt says she gonna come up to Philly, and Mama Tawhita's gonna be in town, and Moon Goddess said she coming down from New York or something. And yo, I can't be bullshit with y'all today. I did my attunement. I'm lit all the way up, and now I got to go and spend some sacred time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm big, you know, when I'm on the West Coast, I'm big on being at the Pacific Ocean at what they call sunset, which is the Amun Re hour, because, you know, I carry the namesake Amun, but also just the ritual of watching the, quote, sun set into the waters of Yemeya, right? To see the Mut and Ra relationship and with my physical eyes, and let, you know, my sheps, you know, my physical form that, you know, once upon a time just had a regular government name and was just a kid with big ears and a crooked tooth running around the playground and getting into unnecessary fights. Got to remind that younger self that this eternalness that we embody is a real thing, and we are super grateful. With that being said, I think I have covered all of my notes. Okay, hold up. Golden status, ancestral divine character, harmonic resonance, remembering the solar body, understand that you are having a healing cellular celebration through all these exercises. Just with that deep breathing, with that, my body is charged. I'm so hot. My soul, my golden light is lit right now. Stay lit with me. I am your resonant red serpent brother and eternal friend, Amun Scorpius Ray, Ken number 85. I am so thankful. Take some time to get that sunlight and that starlight, because as we transcend, we translate and we translite. So stay lit. Love y'all to breath. Be a superconductor on this amazing day of the yellow cosmic human, where you endure in order to influence, transcending wisdom, sealing the process of free will. Get that wheel spinning. Be free and just free everybody up with your charge. Keep your Merkaba spinning with the cosmic tone of presence, guided by the power of intelligence. Divine love to y'all. Oh, hold up. Endure, overstand within. You're the inner doer through your affirmation, celebration for what is already destined to be confirmation. That's how influential you are in this life. Easy. Y'all can find me at Temple of Soul, Temple of SOL on Instagram. Y'all know I'm a artist. I make a lot of elemental stuff with crystals and wires. So if you want to get geared up with some armor, do that. But I know you got some juice from this. The world is ours to claim. Peace.
Gratitude, brother Amun. The self-image is supercharged after that. Definitely can get prepared to walk as the cosmos after that. Much gratitude. I would ask before you go, can you talk about your upcoming retreat in Arizona for us?
The 10th, Crystal Sun Rising. Crystal Sun Rising. I wish I would have sent you the flyer. Crystal Sun Rising is the name of our retreat for Temple of Soul. We've been doing it for 6 years now, but I've been traveling to Tucson, Arizona for the International Rock and Gem Festival since 2005 with researcher, master teacher, and artist Ross Ben. And yeah, this is a self-empowerment, reset, cleanse the mind, get out of the city. Activation. Go out to the Sedona. We go out to Sedona for a day and spend some time in the vortexes around Bell Rock, Cathedral Rock, Airport Vortex. We do some hiking. We go out and spend some time in the desert in Tucson with the giant cactuses and vibe with the big ancestor. Yo, it's just, and we have some workshops, group meditation, some sonic healing. So, you know, we definitely get to and we get to doing some of that. We got some special things every year. We got a couple of special things that I don't always announce. But yeah, there's some amazing things that we're going to be experiencing February 5th to the 10th. If you want to come, listen, y'all are on time because it's y'all. But on the real, anybody else, I'd be like, yo, you late, fam. But y'all are on time. So if you want to come out to Tucson, we still got some room in the house. And you can definitely get involved in the workshops. And yeah, contact me. You know what I'm saying? I'll send you the flyer and let you know what we require as what the payment is for the event. But we always work stuff out too, because people can make it happen a number of ways. But if you come, you're going to love it. And I know, hey, a lot of y'all need to escape the ice and the snow. You don't have to stay. You can some people don't do the whole 5 days. Some people just come out for 3. Whatever the case may be, come on out to these vortexes, okay? I'm Ken 85, you know what I'm saying? I'm born on an activation portal day. So when I tell you, you go out to these vortex points and you sit up out here and you talk about remembering and tapping into the eternal mind and understanding what it is to have this type of living electricity working for you. Yeah, come and get this attunement. Yeah.
All right, much gratitude for that. All right, Ken. Y'all can remember to subscribe, like this video, share it, and donate. Don't forget to donate. And with that, we'll see y'all next Heptad. Peace, peace.
Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets. Peep it, I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooding, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. The shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating, feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I read Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman, chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G, if you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins, the simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul, and if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra, booming. Solar, plexus, Lexus, zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.